Hey!
Hey! Well, ladies and gentlemen, CocoSports.com proudly presents Wrestle AM. It's half wrestling show, half morning show, pretty much all BS. And of course, you got the Coco crew here holding it down live. Yours truly, sexiest man on all Internet Wrestling Radio. Boom Boom here, shaking the room live from the RVA, Richmond, Virginia. And of course, joining me there, way there across the pond in Tokyo, Japan, the Newbery award-winning author himself, Dave Coco.
No, I haven't won any awards, I assure you. But yeah, this is our full New Japan Wrestle Kingdom 12 review show. We're going to do the full show. I know we're going up against New Year's Dash, and it's free on New Japan Network, and I know the live viewers probably aren't going to be that many, but me and Boom Boom, we live kind of crazy busy lives these days, and this is the only time we have to podcast. But I plan on watching New Year's Dash later, so we'll talk about it, and I'll probably do a review. 2018 is the year of the nerd, cocosports.net. We're rebuilding it as we speak, and I just hope that we have a successful internet nerd year. One last run, Boom Boom, one last run. As always, which is, for Wrestle Kingdom, this is kind of obvious. We always ask win, loss, or tie. We'll be getting to your live comments, so leave that down. Or leave them down at doobly-doo if you're watching this later. Win, loss, or tie. What did you think of Wrestle Kingdom 12? And I think this is one of the few shows it's almost a guaranteed win. Like, it's one of those shows that, I don't know. A, it's my favorite event of the year. B, it's one of those things that I know if you don't like it, I'm confused. Like, it's like one of those things like, oh, I don't like pizza. I just don't understand those fucking human beings. And if you're like, I only like WWE and I like the cheesy stupid backstage segments and I'm a total Divas fan, A, I don't understand that. But B, that's the only way you can't like Wrestle Kingdom. And maybe I'm an asshole. Like, I just think you shouldn't be loyal to companies. You should be loyal to, great events. But Wrestle Kingdom was a great event. I give it a win. Now, here's the thing, and I'll let you say win, loss, or tie. I mentioned this yesterday in yesterday's show, but since we're doing the full show, I'll bring it up again. Has Wrestle Kingdom become Star Wars? And what I mean by that is Star Wars and Wrestle Kingdom are so overhyped to us super fans that maybe it can't deliver anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I thought the last Jedi was absolutely amazing. I thought Wrestle Kingdom 12 was absolutely amazing. But people are picking it apart, going absolutely crazy. And I wondered if Wrestle Kingdom and Star Wars, even though totally different forms of entertainment, are so overhyped that they can't deliver. Overall, I give it a win. Favorite event of the year, still delivered. And I made a promise, Boom Boom. Mm-hmm. I've been in the Tokyo Dome for all of Wrestle Kingdoms except three. Two in a row because of work. I promised myself going into work that I will never miss a Wrestle Kingdom live in the Tokyo Dome again. I got permanent residence. There's no need to miss it. Boom, boom, win, loss, or tie, and then we'll break it down. Results already down in a doobly-doo. Go.
I'm going to give it a win. And taking your analogy with Star Wars, I also have seen both Wrestle Kingdom 12 and The Last Jedi, and I can use the same comparison to both of them. It's overall I enjoyed it. Yes, there are some small things I can nitpick. I think if they would have changed it would have made it just a little bit better. But overall, together as it was presented, it was enjoyable. I would encourage people to watch it.
So there you go. So 2 wins. I'm pretty sure everyone else is going to think it's wins. Once again, we apologize for the timing of the podcast, especially for New Japan fans. It was the only time that we had there. All right, I'm going to drive the bus. John Ball, the artist who made the cover of Operation Freak Show, my book, linked down in a doobly-doo, about a bunch of pedophiles killing a bunch of luchadors killing pedophiles. Some pedophiles kill luchadors, but we'll see. It's a family film, a family book. But he's the one that made the cover, and he's making the cover of my next novel that's coming out this year. So hopefully he'll join us. If not, oh well. All right, on cocosports.net, you can read this as I'm reading it down in the doobly-doo. All right, hold on. Now I feel foolish because I had the tab open it and it's not there. Oh wait, I'll just read it on YouTube. I put it down there. All right, the New Japan Rumble. You got Masahito Kakihara Dude, I've lived in Japan for 10 years, and I still have to talk like that to pronounce names. He wins the New Japan Rumble, last eliminating Cheeseburger. There was a part of me that I thought Cheeseburger was going to win. I fucking love Cheeseburger, even though Cheeseburger's a Tigers fan. Fuck him. Go Giants. But that's Japanese baseball trash talk right there. But yeah, after the match, he cuts a promo in support of Takayama, who's, making a comeback. But here's my thing. I enjoyed it. What was your thoughts on the New Japan Rumble?
It was what it was. I mean, it's really it's like the pre-show. It's just kind of an excuse to get some people on the card that wouldn't normally be there. It's just kind of a feel-good thing. It's a little inconsistent as far as like how many entrants are there, and we're not keeping track with how many people come in. But all in all, I had no complaints on it. I mean, you had a lot of the third generation in there, a lot of Suzuki-gun and some Bullet Club guys in there, and Chase Owens actually looked pretty good in there with those package pile drivers. I think the right guy won, and it was just a feel-good moment. I think it was just good for what it was.
Now, next starts off the show. It's the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Title match. The Young Bucks defeated Roppongi 3K, which I'm not too big on Roppongi 3K yet. See a lot of potential, but Nick Jackson tapped out Yo and a Sharpshooter to win the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. I'm a huge fan of the Young Bucks. I just think that they're changing pro wrestling tag team, the internet, T-shirts forever. I'm a huge fan of the Young Bucks. And a lot of WWE fans, or those in the business who talk down the fans, always say they worked you. But usually it's like, John Cena defeated your favorite guy 19 times in a row. They worked you. This is one of those few times that, I don't know, they might have worked us. It seems like the back injury was legit. It just seems like maybe this was a different finish than was originally planned. And it was one of those moments that you're watching the match and you're like, I wonder if this was supposed to be the original finish. That's how you work someone. They're still fucking entertained. That's the part you're missing, fucking WWE supermarks. All right, I could just see Triple H coming by, kicking me in the fucking balls, and be like, "I worked you." I'm like, "That's not the way it works. That's not the way any of this works." But I don't know. I was just thinking, like, did they change the finish because of the back injury, or was that just great storytelling at its highest level? Who gives a shit? Either way, I was entertained. Thought it was great opening match. The Young Bucks definitely deserve to win on the biggest stage.
I think the Young Bucks are unfairly, labeled as like spot monkeys. They don't sell. They're just, all hype. But I think this really silenced a lot of critics, or at least it should, because even critics are like, "Oh, the Young Bucks don't sell." Wait, dude, watch this match. They sold back injuries. They changed up how they did the match. They did sharpshooters. I think it was a different type of Young Bucks that we've seen now. However, the thing that I will disagree with is the ending. I think Roppongi 3K should have gone over, because I think that really would have solidified Roppongi 3K as a legit threat, as a top team. And okay, now they've lost. Okay, it's just okay. They had a good streak. They won that junior tag team tournament. They had a good title defense, and then they go up against the Young Bucks, the one team they didn't face. Boom, they get killed. I'm thinking that Young Bucks really don't have anything to gain by gaining the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships for a seventh time. I mean, yeah, it looks kind of good, I guess, maybe for setting a record, but they really don't gain anything. And I think Roppongi 3K would have gained a little bit more by actually beating the Young Bucks and having the Young Bucks chase them for a little bit. I mean, eventually, yeah, you could do another title change, but something that I would like to see, just for the sake of seeing something different, I would like to see the Young Bucks move up to the heavyweight tag team division, because it creates fresh matchups. They would have to change up their offense. They would have to change how they do matches. I mean, if you're going to face somebody like, like War Machine or Kojima and Tenzan, the Gorillas of Destiny, I know they wouldn't necessarily face them, but, Los Ingobernables, I would love to see how they change up, how they change up their style? Have they changed up their strategy just to compete at that level? I think it's just a whole fresh, it's a whole fresh landscape that could go over. But that's just my opinion.
I agree with you 100%, and I don't even know if I agree with this a little bit. I'm just playing devil's advocate, okay? What I'm about to say, I'm not 100% behind, and I agree with you. And I think they should go up to the heavyweight division. I think that would save the Young Bucks because it gives them something new. And God, that division needs it. Let's be honest. That division needs some life in it. And it reminds me of when Kenta moved up in Noah. That's what it kind of reminds me of. It could be like that of the tag team version of New Japan. I'm just going to play devil's advocate. I don't know if I agree with this 100%, but just throwing another opinion out there. Maybe it was just a reward. They sold a lot of T-shirts. They helped expand into America. Maybe it's the biggest stage of them all. Maybe the Young Bucks don't need it, but it's like, hey, here's a reward for you for being awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that. Or and again, playing devil's advocate here, how do we know that they're not going to drop the championships back to Roppongi 3K?
Well, we're not watching New Year's Dash, so they might have already done that. So
No, they're doing their like 27 on 27 man tag team matches now.
I know, but something amazing and awesome is going to happen. The matches ain't always the best because guys are rested up and it's 97 on 97, like Boom Boom said. But something amazing is going to happen. I don't know. CM Punk. I don't know. I was going to say Andre the Giant, but that made myself sad. I don't know.
Something amazing. That's a huge story if he shows up.
Oh, man. All right. Let's see. Moving on to the next match. Let's do some live comments. Ain Smith says, hey, guys, what's up? Alberto Santiago says, what's up, guys? It's always win for New Japan. Agree. Robbo LUFC, you look a lot like Ross and Friends. You know what? I'm going to take that as a compliment because I lost over 70 pounds. I used to be crazy fat. So I want to say thanks, dude. I bet you Ross gets played. And the Young Bucks have got the most punchable faces in all of wrestling. Yeah, they do. They do. Maybe that's why people hate them. I don't know. I love them. I do. I just love them. I don't love them as much as some other people do, but I do love them. All right. Moving on. Next match. The Gauntlet match for the never open 6-man tag team championship. I'm just going to read off the names. Chaos, Bullet Club. I'm not going to name each guy. Michael Elgin and War Machine, Suzuki-gun, and Taguchi Japan. I'm going to read what they say off CocoSports.net. Beretta pinned Tonga in the final fall with a dude buster, cradle back to belly pile driver to win the match and the 6-man championship. I hate to say this because I was one that said it was a great idea. I just don't give a shit. I just don't. I was cooking dinner. I'm not even gonna lie. I had work. I was just fucking no. I don't give a shit. Like I want to give a shit because I thought it was a genius idea when it came out, but I don't. I honestly don't. Bad luck, Fale though. Here's my question, Booms. Because my review is I didn't give a shit that much. It's bad luck because Bad Luck Fale on this channel and in New Japan has been the butt of most jokes. Is Bad Luck Fale good? Is he not a joke anymore? Did someone not send me the memo? Like, he's had a couple of good matches. Obviously, Okada, Tanahashi, but, of course, Okada, Tanahashi, you're going to have great matches. But I was looking like, ha, 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 Bad Luck Fale, ha, 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 ha. And I was like, wait, maybe he doesn't suck. Maybe he's good. I don't know. Booms, your thoughts on the match? And does Fale suck?
No, Fale's not a jerk. He's actually really good. He's real good. I think he kind of found his niche as like the big man enforcer, the guy who kind of never leaves his feet. So that way when he does, it's a big deal. But as far as this Gauntlet match goes, I didn't like it, and it's not necessarily the fault of the performers. I felt like they didn't have time. I felt like they just kind of like, okay, guys, we got to get this shit going. Come on. Get this shit going. We got all these teams we got to get through. Hurry up, get these eliminations. I feel like they didn't give it a chance to breathe. I think that really could have benefited. I didn't mind War Machine and Elgin going out because rumor is that War Machine's headed to WWE, as you've all read on the dirt sheets. So that made sense to get them out kind of relatively quick. But I really felt like they could have played it up a little bit more. And there's one thing that just kind of bothered me about it was Chaos winning. Not necessarily because it was Chaos winning. It was just they had Beretta in that chaos, faction. The one was they try to hype it up. Oh my God, Beretta just won his first heavyweight title, and I'm like, it's the 6-man title. They're going to lose it like tomorrow night. It means nothing. I mean, hell, I think me, Dave, and Sammy, we went to like Japan and we were like just visiting, like, oh, look, there's the New Japan Dojo. Like, hey, guys, you want to reign as the 6-man openweight champions? I'm like, oh, okay. So we walked around with the belts for a week, and then we had to drop it to Suzuki-gun. But, it was great while it lasted, but I mean, it's just the way it is. That's a thing I can't stand about when you take people who are kind of pigeonholed as tag team wrestlers. It's you put them together, they constantly, shuffle between tag team partners, and they ultimately do this thing. It's like, I want to go off and do on my own. I want to go, do something, be on my own, see what I can do. And they wrestle like a couple of matches. Then they meet up with somebody like, hey, let's form a tag team. Let's do the exact same thing you tried to get away from. He was a part of Roppongi Vice. They lose in Long Beach. They said, okay, I'm going to go up to the heavyweight division. He actually had a great match against Kenny Omega. Lost that, looked like he belonged there. And then now they put him in a 6-man tag match. So now he's not a junior heavyweight tag team champion. Now he's a never openweight 6-man tag team champion.
I wish these belts meant something.
I know. Really and plus, it's like.
Because here's the thing. I don't mean to cut you off. These belts should mean something because New Japan's the perfect company for it. They got factions. You know what I mean? There's teams. There's Chaos, Bullet Club. It makes fucking sense. How did you fuck this up? How? Go ahead, Booms. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just got a little emotional.
No, it's fine. It's just I just think Beretta should be going after a singles title so that way it means more. Because, I mean, that was the whole point of him splitting up with Roppongi Vice was to go up to the heavyweight division and see how good he could do. He should be – I'm not saying he should win the championship, like win like the never open weight or the IC title or make another run for the U.S. title or he'll even win the IWGP. But I think he should at least start making runs towards it, so it makes sense. And instead now he's going to be – stuck with this, well, not for long, knowing that track record, the 6-man tag team champions. And I really felt like, they've dropped the ball on that. I feel like, that should just be like bragging rights amongst the factions, because you've got like at least 5-6 factions. So why not have that just be bragging right? Well, we're obviously the best. We're the most coordinated because, we have to have 3 people that can hold this championship at one time. So obviously we've got the better wrestlers, the more coordination, we're stronger. So I think that's how they should market it. But instead, it's just like, all right, I came to New Japan. You gave me a T-shirt, a hamburger. Oh, and a ring with the 6-man tag team championships. Yay.
Yeah, the belts mean nothing, and it breaks my heart to say that. I thought the surprise match of the night. Mm-hmm. I thought this was going to be amazing or a complete shit fest. And when everything was said and done, it was amazing. Kota Ibushi defeated Cody, 2 different styles, a WWE traditional style versus Ibushi's high-flying, amazing, gravity doesn't exist style. One, I just want to give mad props for Cody because I don't think he could use the name Cody Rhodes. So he comes out as Cody with his wife and her last name Rhodes. And I was like, bravo, sir. That's how you defeat copyright. That is how you defeat copyright. Give yourself a Barry Horowitz. Bushi pinned Cody with a Phoenix Splash. And I enjoyed this. I thought the spot they did with Cody's wife was amazing. Where she faked being hurt because I just thought it was a good spot. My guess is they probably tried that a lot on the indies to see if it got over. You know what I mean? It just seems like a spot that they probably tried at a lot of indie events to see if it got over. That's the first time I saw the spot. And I enjoyed the fucking living shit out of it. I thought it was amazing. And then the second thing is the crossroads off the apron onto the floor. Ibushi sold it like $1 million. We had a big question last night where we had a reaction just to the main event. We did a 20-minute video just reactions to the main event. So this is the full show. We're like, where do they go from here? Ibushi, Cody Rhodes, they're challengers in Ring of Honor, NWA, New Japan. Anywhere they go, they can be challengers. I could see Cody going really far, Cody versus Okada. I can see Ibushi. Ibushi, just stop being a free agent fucking hippie. Sign the goddamn contract and become a fucking star. I love you, Ibushi. I really do. And you know what? I love Ibushi because he's such a fucking freelance fucking hippie, do what the fuck he wants, that I see me in him because I do that. But at the same time, I'm like, it doesn't pay out. Just sign the contract, get paid, become a legend, Ibushi. Sign the contract. Don't be like me. Don't be a sucker. But overall, I was really worried about this match and pleasantly surprised. I thought it was top 3 match of the night.
I agree. I think this was Cody's best match post WWE.
I would say maybe his best match ever. I can't think of a WWE match that was better than that, but maybe I'm wrong. I got short-term memory, so I don't know.
I'm just saying, since he's left WWE, he's done all these matches, and everybody, praised his matches against Okada in Long Beach last year. But I think this match against Ibushi was better than that. So I think this is his best match since he's left the WWE, struck out on his own. I love the crossroads off the apron onto the floor. That would have killed a normal man. I love that. I love the psychology with bringing his wife, where she took a bump and then Ibushi tried to picked her up, and Rhodes, clocked him, and then both Cody and Brandy laughed about it. I love that. I love the Phoenix. God, I love that Phoenix splash at the end. It was absolutely amazing.
I thought it was amazing. I agree.
I was, as far as Ibushi goes, as far as signing the contract, I know he's a tough guy to negotiate with, because if money's
he doesn't care about money.
Yeah, if money's not how do you negotiate? I'm like, okay, Ibushi, you want to be happy. What if we served you? We hired a chef to serve you your favorite whatever meal you want every night. What if we parachuted hookers down to your hotel room to rub you down with baby oil every night before you go to bed so you're good and relaxed?
Now I know how IJapan and my business partners feel. Because, dude, I don't give a fuck about money. And
finally, you know what the last straw I would pull with Ibushi? I'd be like, okay, Ibushi, all right, you turn down the money, you turn down the food. Would you do it for a Scooby snack? Okay, 2 Scooby snacks.
Dude, I'm going to quote IJapan when he's working with me. The hardest thing in the world to negotiate with someone is when they don't care about money. Like, because where do you negotiate? What do you talk about? You know what I mean? It's just like, what do you want? I don't really care about money. Okay, well, I'm confused. Let's go to some live comments.
Yeah.
Robo deleted some messages. I don't know why. Edward said, "Good morning, Koco and Boom Boom. Hey, nice no closet wife's not home. They know your marriage status." Robo says, "If you could take 5 guys that never been in New Japan from the WWE to New Japan, who would you take?" Daniel Bryan. Dolph Ziggler.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder. I know this is going to be a dumb question. I should know. Has Kenta ever been in New Japan? Probably.
I don't think he has.
Yeah, Kenta. I'm just trying to think who's not being used well. CM Punk obviously would be great, but I don't know if you consider him a WWE guy.
I would send Cesaro.
Cesaro would be perfect. Yeah. Cesaro would be really good. I'm trying to think who else. Just know who the obvious answer is people that are really good at wrestling, but Vince doesn't like, or just not being pushed. Obviously, Dolph Ziggler.
I think
guys like that.
Apollo Crews would do well.
Oh yeah, Apollo Crews would be amazing. I don't know. Yeah, that's it. Just if they're talented and not used well, that's who I'd go with.
Mm-hmm.
So. Sadly, WWE has a shit ton of those wrestlers. they can come by the truckload. Who is really talented and not used right? You can start a fucking company with that. You know what I mean? Ian Smith says Cody was on fire. His ring psychology sets him in a league of his own. I agree. I agree with that. Robobobo. I have been adding more B's the more comments he makes. By the end of the night, I'm like, says, would you have a threesome with Bum Bums and his wife if he offered? I don't know, because then I'd have to have, we'd have to be in the same room looking at wieners, and what if there's eye contact?
Yeah, there's no eye contact, and
Yeah,
I'm not looking forward. I would not want to see Dave's hairy white ass.
Yeah, I'm not against threesomes. Oh my god, I hope the wrong certain people can hear this. I'm not against threesomes, but I don't know if I want to be with another dude. So no. Plus, I don't even know if I forget what Boom Boom's wife looks like. Boom Boom, can you send me nudes of your wife so I can answer this question more accurately?
Shit, I wish you'd send me fucking nudes.
All right. No, and I always love it if the commenters think we're not going to answer. Like sometimes I always get messages like, I did not think you are going to honestly answer that. Fred Yelly says, good morning, guys. What's up, Fred Yelly? Love you, brother. Is this a one and done for Jericho? That is the $1 million question. Hopefully they answer that at Dash.
I hope not.
I'm going to say no. That's just my feeling. I just don't think so. That's 100% speculation / opinion. I don't think so. All right, Fred Yelly, much love, brother. All right, let's go back to where we were at. Right. Give me a second. All right, next the IWGP Tag Team Championship. Los Ingobernables de Japan. Evil and Sonata defeat Killer Elite Squad, Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Lance Archer. Sonata pinned Smith with a moonsault to win the IWGP Tag Team Championship. I think this division is hurting. I thought this match was beyond my expectations. I thought this was going to be a shitter. I enjoyed this match. And at the pre-show, I said this, and I stick by it. The loser of this match, I think their career might be over. I think whoever lost this match, it's like, okay, see you later, Killer Elite Squad. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
But Killer Elite Squad, for the most part, for 3/4 of that match, was dominating. They looked powerful. I mean, they hit their finisher within the first 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys beat the shit out of LIJ. I mean, LIJ kept coming back. I mean, it was a great story. I don't think they really lost anything. I think they're going to get a rematch, and I think it's well warranted. I do agree with you. I think this division needs a little bit more life injected into it. And I think one thing that would help LIJ is if Evil and Sonata would come up with a tag team finisher just to kind of help them out, because I just don't like it. Tag team should be a team effort, to win, not necessarily, okay, one guy just happened to get lucky and hit another guy with his finisher. No, this should be it's a tag team. It should be a team effort. I mean, that's just like a minor gripe.
Yeah, John Ball just give an update. He can't make the show because technology. So we'll have to edit the description later. Much love, John Ball. All right. So do you think this is it for Killer Elite Squad? And I think the Young Bucks have to come back.
Yeah, I don't think it's it for Killer Elite Squad. I think they're just getting started, and I still want to see Young Bucks up in this division just to see how things play out. I
agree. All right, moving along. Hair versus hair match for the Never Open Championship. Hiroki Goto defeated Minoru Suzuki. Dude, I live in Japan. I slaughtered those fucking names. Goto took a severe beating during the match, but won with a GTR. After the match, Suzuki shaved his own head, which I thought was the highlight. I enjoyed this match for what it was. B, when he shaved his own head, I was like, dude, that's fucking badass. I don't know. I just marked out for it. And you know what? Props for Kevin Kelly. A shave your head match in Japan means so much more than in any other country, because you shave your head when you're a disgrace. You shave your head when you want to apologize. Matter of fact, this tradition almost lost them the Olympics. They were going to decide the Olympics to come to Tokyo. And AKB is a huge girl band. It's a huge property. It's like American Idol times 1 billion with just really young girls. And there's a lot of strict rules. Like, it's almost slavery to be an AKB48. Matter of fact, some countries don't let AKB48 go into their country because it breaks their slavery laws. But it's really young girls. There's 48 of them at a time, and they rotate the young girls, and you vote for them. It's like the Akihabara maid.
What do they do? Are they like a band or something?
Just imagine 48 Britney Spears that you replace when they get old. That's what it is. Yeah. Wow. But it's really serious, and like they can't have boyfriends. They can't go on dates. It's really, really serious. Well, the one girl got caught having a boyfriend, and she shaved her head on YouTube and was crying about it. And that was the week they were deciding if they should get the Olympics, and it almost cost them the Olympics. The rest of the world's like, what the fuck is this? Why do you have a little girl shaving her fucking head crying? And they're like, well, it's tradition. And they're like, yeah, that's a fucked up tradition. That's like fucking some bully psychology bullshit. So a shave your head match means so much more in Japan because of their traditions than anywhere else. It's not just a comedy gimmick. And I thought Kevin Kelly did a good job explaining that to the English audience. So give yourself a Barry Horowitz, Kevin Kelly. I never thought, did you ever think we'd be putting Kevin Kelly over 3, 4 shows in a row compared to where he first started his career? Kevin Kelly, you're a good guy. I used to hate you, but now I love you. I take my apology. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. Do you have any extra thoughts?
No, nothing else to add on that one.
All right.
Well, just one thing. Okay. Wrestling Ranton brought up that maybe this is going to lead to Suzuki-gun turn on Suzuki.
Possibility. Maybe that's how he goes out.
Good match.
I don't
know. Here's another thing. Do you think Suzuki's going to sell his hair to like support Takayama?
I don't know. Possibility. I mean, Japan is a culture of collecting things. So, yeah. All right. I think this is match of the night. We'll go to live comments after this. I thought this was match of the night. I really fucking enjoyed this match. And granted, I'm a cruiserweight guy. And I remember I just tweeted, wow, at WWE 205, take fucking notes. If you're going to have a cruiserweight show, have cruiserweight fucking wrestling, you fucking son of a bitches. Dude, all right, enough of my hate about 205. 205 should be so fucking good. Boom, but why ain't 205 good? Why ain't it good? It should be good. I like cruiserweights. Booms, why ain't it good? Why?
Because they have 8 guys and it's also WWE.
Yeah. IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match. Will Ospreay defeats Marty Scurll, Kushida, and Takahashi. Ospreay pins Scurll with an Oz Cutter to win the championship. And I love the fact that, first off, the entrance for Scurll is why he's champion. And I'm not a big fan of him. I thought everyone else in the match was way more talented than him, but I could see why he's over. And that entrance was absolutely amazing. I think Will Ospreay, the right guy, won it. And I honestly think this was match of the night. And granted, I'm a cruiserweight wrestling fan, so maybe a lot of people are like, oh, Okada, Jericho, Omega, Naito. I was like, yeah, hands down. Like it was so funny because my daughter was here, and like, I don't know if this is a sad or happy compliment, but I was watching this match and I was super nerdy and excited. And my daughter goes, you should be happy more often. And I'm like, why? She's like, you're really cute when you're happy. And I'm like, thanks. Thanks, my little daughter, my little princess, my queen. But with that said, yeah, dude, I thought this was match of the night. I thought it was fucking amazing. The story they told, the moves they were doing, they were just fucking killing each other. When I say I'm a cruiserweight wrestling fan, this is the shit I'm a fan of. Match of the night. It probably won't get any match of the night awards from anyone else, but it was my cup of tea and I loved it. Your thoughts on it?
I said at the end of the match, I said, somebody call the cops because these 4 guys just stole the show.
All right. And we're going to hit. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, it was an absolutely amazing show. There was like one hiccup, I think, where Ospreay missed like the little oop to jump up on the scaffolding, but that's nothing huge there. It was good back and forth. They got to a point where I really didn't care who won, and I don't mean that in terms of apathy. I just meant it in this. Okay, whoever wins this fucking earned it. I mean, this is an amazing fucking match. I was hoping Scurll would retain, but I did like the feel good story. Ospreay finally got no, not just finally winning, but finally got that win over Scurll. He beat Scurll. I mean, he finally got that monkey off his back that he's been riding him for years now, all across the world, and he finally beats him on the big stage. I was like, you know what? I'm not even really mad at that. I mean, it was a great match. Everybody busted their ass. Everybody looked amazing. A lot of it was never a dull moment. I like the creative use of tape to hold down Takahashi. So, but all in all, it was a fun match. I would say check it out because this was definitely the funnest match of the night to watch. I mean, I was almost out of breath. I mean, it was just so intense.
Yeah, it was absolutely awesome. So, all right, I'm going to go to some live comments, and then we're going to hit the last three. Kevin Eric Snell says, am I the only one glad Okada's getting a nice long run and Naito's waiting a little longer? No, I was so happy. Please watch our reaction video. We talked 20 minutes just about the main event as soon as it went off the air and we could hook up the Google. I was so fucking happy. I was like, yeah! I thought I was the only one, but I'm glad there's more Okada fans than me out there. Daniel Withers says, just turned in after watching New Year's Dash. Hear you guys talk about threesomes. Hey, that's the thing. We answer almost every comment because we're not that popular. So if you just walk in, we're answering comments if you hear something absolutely crazy. Or either that, Boom Boom just didn't stop me from talking. One of the two things. One of the two things. Sometimes we get off topic here. Kevin Eric Steele says, breaking. Dave Koco has been accused of inappropriate comments directed at Boom Boom's wife. LOL. Hashtag me too. And Smith says, I'm also glad Okada won. Yeah, me too. I'm glad Okada fans are coming out of the woodwork because I was getting beat the shit out of on Twitter and Facebook from all those guys. I heard that this was War Machine's last match in New Japan and they're going to NXT. Is that true? That's what everyone's saying and reading.
Yeah, when I look at my Magic 8 Ball, it says signs point to yes.
Yeah. Daniel Withers says another guy here that is glad Okada won. Woohoo! He and Tanahashi were the guys who brought me back into watching wrestling. Awesome. How much money do you have right now? I don't even have. I just have. Let's see. I have Where is the camera? I have 6,000 yen in my wallet. That's about $60 American. So there you go. I don't know if that's a lot. It's a little. Fucking weird ass question. Kenta gets a no reaction on the main roster. He should go back to China. He's from Japan, but all right. 205 Live is not good because they signed the wrong guys after the Cruiserweight Classic tournament. I can believe that.
No, I think it's who would sign with them. I don't think they signed the wrong guys. They just didn't. They signed who they could because both remember Kota Ibushi and Zack Sabre Jr. both turned them down.
Withers says four-way juniors match was match of the night for him. It's Robo says it's not good because they don't let them wrestle the cruiserweight style. I agree 100%. Robo give yourself a Barry Horowitz. Heavy J. Jericho just attacked Naito. Oh, God damn it. We're going to watch Dash after this. Jericho was clearly offended by Naito's round-eye gesture. Netflix is bringing back Animaniacs. You know what? I'm glad. I'm glad Netflix is bringing back Animaniacs. You know what? I have New Japan World and I have WWE Network, but I think I might get Netflix. But I'm really lazy. Know what it is? It's not the money issue. It's signing up. It's really just signing up. Like, I might pay someone. This is how lazy I am. WWE Network. Oh, you're 20. I don't know. I'm going to say WWE Network. WWE Network, New Japan World, you're $20 or $10. What if I pay you 20 and you sign up for me? I'm stupid. I think that's it. Let's say this is the last comment, and then we'll do the last three, and then we'll come back to more comments. They'll have to add South Sudan to the list of countries. All right. I don't know. Context is everything.
I think when they're talking about slavery.
Oh,
remember you made the slavery comment about the
Dude, I'm punch drunk. I don't even know. Like, holy shit! I hope I didn't offend anyone. I don't know what did I talk about slavery. Moving on, booze. All right, number 7. Tanahashi defeats Jay White. Tanahashi hit a high fly flow to White's back, then hit a second high fly flow to win the match. With that said, I said there'd be super pressure on Jay White. I don't think he delivered. I think this match didn't deliver. And the only highlight of this match, in my opinion, was when Tanahashi was on the top rope and Jay White was looking up at him, because you know that was just telling a story. You know what I mean? This feud's not over. It's telling a story. Mm-hmm. Besides that one clip where they told a story with no words, This was a letdown. I thought this kid had so much pressure on him, and he choked. This was a rookie quarterback starting the Super Bowl, throwing 4 interceptions. I don't know. Am I being too hard on him? Booms, your opinion.
All right. For one, let me say that I do appreciate New Japan trying to create new stars. I do appreciate New Japan having the confidence to put into somebody to put them in that type of situation, and it should be incumbent upon the talent to deliver. Looking back on it, I will say that Jay White didn't do anything wrong. I mean, he sold. He talked trash in that match. He executed his moves quite well. I just think he wasn't used to playing a character. Because remember, up to this point, he'd just been Jay White, the guy from New Zealand. He'd been the young lion, just wrestled. He took a little bit more of that New Zealand type gimmick to Ring of Honor, had a good win streak there. And then now he's got to play a character. Now he's no longer just Jay White. Now he's Switchblade Jay White. And I think he's still trying to figure out how to play that character, getting comfortable with it, because it just looked like Jay White. Okay, now he wears black pants and gloves. That's what he does now. I think he did all right. I think maybe something that would have benefited him was either A, he needed to have some kind of feud before Tanahashi. He should have done something, to kind of get him more comfortable with his character leading up to Wrestle Kingdom, or they should have pulled the trigger on Tanahashi White a little bit further down the road. Excuse me. So I'm not going to say it was a complete total failure. It's just I just don't think he was quite. I mean, he's ready, just not quite ready for that level yet. He's there. He's close. He's close. I think if he gets a little bit closer to feeling more comfortable with his character, he'll be fine. But I think, and also I think another thing that may have benefited them was if they would have played up Tanahashi's injuries a little bit more, is to say that, okay, we already know he's wrestling with a torn bicep. We had to pull him out late in the year because of a knee injury. And it's, we all know on any day of the week, one-on-one, somebody with the level, the caliber of Tanahashi could just, mop the floor with Jay White, but he's hurt, like bad hurt, in like 2 different, body parts that White could easily target. Now it's kind of leveled the playing field now. Now that there's a handicap here, can Jay White, take it the rest of the way, or can Tanahashi overcome the injuries to beat this young upstart who's in his own right very good? So I think that should have been the story. They didn't play it up, but not going to fault Jay White. I think they should keep the confidence in him. They should keep pushing him. Just put him in something different for right now. Get him a little bit more comfortable with his character, and I think everything will be fine.
All right, and before we go to the 2 main events, sorry, Naito, we'll answer some more questions here. What drugs have you done before? I don't do many drugs that haven't been prescribed to me. I think I smoked weed less than 5 times, and I did coke once. But
what the fuck?
But not much. I haven't done that much drugs, like very little. Oh, we're not supposed to answer this honestly?
Fuck, Coco.
Dude, I've been surrounded by drugs all the time. So.
Yeah. Well, fuck yeah. You did grow up in Jersey, so yeah.
Well, not that, but I was a wrestling promoter. But there used to be a saying, ACW. The C stood for cocaine. There was a time during ACW's history that wrestlers were maybe I don't know if we should say this. I wasn't running the company at the time, allegedly. There was a time where there was more cocaine in the back than cash. So, yeah. No, yeah.
Wow.
Dave's. Oh, have you done any drugs?
No.
Besides, prescribed shit?
Oh, no. Just prescribed stuff. I mean, dude, does it look like I've fucking done goddamn drugs? I'm like the fattest fucking crackhead you ever fucking met.
I've never done crack or anything like that. All right. But, considering, how fucking much drugs have been in my life, that wasn't too bad. Dave's new dream is to have his face spray painted on Okada pants, Rick Rude style. That would be amazing. First off, why is everyone so crazy about Okada's pants? I thought they looked awesome. Back off. So, what are the chances CM Punk makes it to the Bullet Club show? Rumors are he might be done with UFC. I hope so. You know what? I don't know. Maybe because I'm on a high of Chris Jericho being in New Japan, I could see anything happening.
Let me ask you, Dave, real quick side note here. Now, he's with the UFC contract. Now, is the contract go by years or by fights?
Like usually by fights, and you can get out of it, and they can cut you. Okay. Every contract in the UFC is different. Like you could, yeah. There's very few ironclad contracts, and it just, yeah. That's why there's sports agents and shit. Yeah, it's not as common as WWE because WWE is almost a monopoly. So yeah, every contract is different. Okay. Kevin Eric Snell says, "Boo, boo! Jay White's the worst thing to come out of New Zealand since the Hobbit movies." I didn't see the Hobbit movies, but people give it shit. I always thought Jay White was overrated, but like I didn't think he sucked. I just think everyone thought he was amazing. I remember watching not UFC, watching New Japan, and everyone's like, "Jay White's the greatest fucking thing ever," and I'm just like, I don't see it. I don't see it. Am I missing something?
I think he's good. I think he has potential to be a good star. I just think he just needs time to mature. I mean, what is he? What, 22, 23?
Yeah. Bo says that he'll go to Bellator. He's already said he's done with wrestling. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just a huge CM Punk fan. Hope for the best. White will do good with Omega. Omega will help him develop his character. That's from Heavy J. I hope so. He also says CM Punk could show up to the Bullet Club show and do announcing. Yeah, it would probably still do well.
I think because it's in Chicago, and I think as long as they just say, "Hey, CM Punk will show up. He'll go in the ring. He'll wave at you, and then walk out." I guarantee people would still buy tickets to fucking see that.
Yeah, and Smith says Daniel Bryan has said that if he isn't wrestling by Mania, he's leaving WWE. What are your thoughts? I have a lot of thoughts because I love Daniel Bryan. He's one of my favorite athletes ever. And for the record, I'm going to give myself a Barry Horowitz. I was the first person in radio or television ever to interview Daniel Bryan. Thank you. Woo! I'm old. I'm old and interviewed a lot of people. But yeah, no one. I was the first person. I don't know if he remembers it. I should go up to Daniel Bryan. Be like, hey, do you remember I was the first person on radio ever to interview you? And he'll be like, no, I don't remember that at all. Be like, it was the greatest moment of my life. Thank you, Mr. Dragon. First off, fuck you, Vince McMahon, because Dana White has the right idea. Oh, you're going to grab the brass wings unless I fucking suck your dick, Roman Reigns. Fuck you, Vince. Because pro wrestling, if you consider it a sport or a form of entertainment, is dangerous. And you only have so many bumps. You only have so many concussions. So to say, oh, well, we're just going to push it back. He's not ready. You got to grab the brass ring. You are fucking over people's legacies. For what? John Cena and Roman Reigns? Fuck you, you fucking piece of shit. And with that said, I don't know. You only live one life. I don't want him to be injured. But fuck it, let him do what he wants to do. You know what I mean? I hope he comes back and wrestles. I don't want to see him get hurt, but he's obviously not doing it for the money. It's just a passion, and people should live out to do their passions. And if doctors cleared him, then so be it. I don't know. I don't want him to get hurt, but I also don't want him to be ruined by Vince McMahon a second fucking time. So there you go. Robo says I've done coke plenty of times. It's good shit. Yeah.
Wow, I've learned way too much about him already.
Yeah. Wesley Messer says I get shades of Rey Mysterio here. Oh yeah, where's Rey Mysterio been these days? Alberto Santiago says the Okada pants look really bad. LOL. I like the pants. Am I the only one? When the fuck is Kamala cashing the briefcase? It's getting into her annoying carrying it. I don't know, dude. I don't know. That whole fucking briefcase and her winning it, that's just been a train wreck. I hope she cashes it. I hope Kana wins the title and then she cashes it on Kana and Kana just fucking kicks the shit out of her. Wesley Bezer says, oh, and not only that, but poor Kamala. She's like the queen of shitty storylines. Her whole career, and I mean, she's not the worst wrestler in the world. She's, I'd say above average. Is that fair? Above average women's wrestler. But she's had some of the shittiest fucking storylines in storyline history. Poor girl. Oh, and Hulu's getting Animaniacs. Oh, good for Hulu.
Nice.
Opinions on Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, the UK division, if you've seen any of it. I think a couple years ago, people were super fans of Japan before it took off. I have that feeling about England now. And not only that, but if you're an English wrestling fan, and because nothing is better seeing AJ Styles on the Indies and making it, seeing New Japan before all the big YouTubers covered it. I don't know. There's something special about seeing something about to rise, and you UK fans get to experience that. Everything that I've seen of UK wrestling, which hasn't been much, let's be honest, I've been completely impressed with. So I honestly think the UK is the next hotspot of pro wrestling. Just like a few years ago, it was Japan, like on the international scene, obviously. So there you go. Okada. That's from Google Screwed Up YouTube. When you interviewed him, was he the Red Dragon? No, he was the American Dragon, and he was still HBK student. Where can I hear your Daniel Bryan? Is it on YouTube? I wish. No, we lost it. I have to ask Jerry. Jerry has the old servers. We have like 12 unplugged old servers. And there's a lot of interviews when we were on radio of a lot of famous people. And the thing is, I always think that I was shittier back then, but I'm pretty shitty now. So maybe if I find the interviews, we'll put them up on YouTube. Because you ever see, like, this is a big thing in the writer community and the YouTube community. They're like, oh my God, it's so cringy. I used to be so bad. I don't think I've ever improved. So I don't have to worry about that. DP said he was cleared by everyone at this point. Yeah, then he should go and wrestle. The pants are growing on me. Yes, I love the pants. I can't believe this is a topic. I want Brian to wrestle. I just don't want him to die before he's 50. That's a great point, Heavy J. I think I think what I was rambling on about, you summed up in one sentence. Ann Smith says only the WWE doctor won't clear him. Carmella's moonwalk is the only good thing about her ring work. And Ann Smith might be because of the big concussion lawsuit they're in. Yeah, that's true. I think that the lawsuit has a lot to do with it. All right, Booms. Let's rack down the next two main events. Sammy shit his pants on this match. He was absolutely impressed. But you have the no disqualification match for the IWGP United States Championship. Yeah, Kenny Omega defeats Chris Jericho. Omega was able to put Jericho away with a one-winged angel onto a chair. Sammy lost his fucking mind, thought it lived up to the hype. Everyone's calling it match of the year. I enjoyed it. I just think the no DQ match was to protect Jericho. And I don't know if it lived up to the hype for me. I enjoyed it a lot, but this fucking was so hyped up over the top. I enjoyed this match, dude. And I lost my shit when he started spraying that shit in his hair. Wearing it as deodorant. I lost that shit. I enjoyed it a lot. I just don't think it lived up to the hype. With that said, it was still an amazing match. But then again, could anything live up to that hype? Booms, your thoughts on the Jericho main event?
I think it lived up to the hype and actually exceeded it in some spots. I think it was actually well executed. This had to be a no DQ match. It wasn't necessarily about protecting Jericho. It's just about setting itself apart from the rest of the card. They needed to do something different, and plus it played well into the feud. They kind of realized, okay, they're not going to like come out and do this, technical masterpiece, especially with the main event, right there, coming up right after them. So what is something they could do? Those like, let's do it old school. Let's do an old school. We hate each other. We're ready to kill each other kind of feud. Okay, so now there's going to be no disqualification and just have at it. So I think that was actually well done. I think Jericho's moves, beating the shit out of the Young Lions, hitting the referee, putting the referee's Young Lion's son into the walls of Jericho. I think that was well done. Constantly giving people the finger, the table spot. I did laugh when Kenny Omega did the cold spray. I think one thing, I guess, if you're going to get nitpicky here, is that Japan, man, you got to realize what a no disqualification match is. They did it early on where Jericho had Omega in the walls of Jericho, and Omega had the ropes, and the referee starts counting, and Jericho's like, "There's no disqualification. It's no disqualification. It's no DQ. You can't disqualify me, and then the referee, I guess whoever was like, okay, but then towards the end they kind of gave up on it again, and they were like, oh, it's a rope break, let go. Then they started doing count outs, and I was like, well, technically it's no disqualification. That doesn't mean no count out, and you're counted out. That's different from a disqualification. So I guess
still pretty fucking dumb, to be honest.
It's pretty dumb. I just think they should have just talked to everybody, and everybody should have been on the same page. I think they really would have benefited with a different referee. And I'm not saying Red Shoes was a bad choice or a bad referee. I mean, he was just out there for the last 3 matches, and I think it would have been nice to like go, okay, this is a no disqualification match. There's gonna be some things that are different.
Hey, Boobs, I don't mean to cut you off, but drive the bus. I'm gonna take a piss.
Okay, thank you for letting me know that. No, I think it really would have benefited had they got like Tiger Hattori or Marty Asami and be like, okay, here's what this is. This is a no disqualification match, which means there are no rope breaks. If somebody makes it, you still have to look for the submission. You still have to hunt for the submission. You still have to, you can't count them out. You can't disqualify them because no DQ match. And it adds more drama because it's like, okay, you reach the ropes. Now what do you do? Do you go through? Do you come back out? I think that was well played. I like Jericho, mocking the fans, Kine, and giving them the finger. They really got the crowd booing. I think because he's a mega star over in Japan, and I think Kenny Omega did a great job playing the baby face in that one. I honestly was just shocked of how well Jericho could pull this off. Not only that, but 35 minutes. These two tore each other apart for 35 minutes. There was blood. They didn't get hokey with it. I think it was just the absolutely perfect buzz. I think that's how that works. I really hope it's not a one and done from Chris Jericho. I really want to see more of Chris Jericho in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I actually thought for a while what they were going to do was they were going to have Jericho go over and then challenge whoever was the IWGP Heavyweight Champion at the next big event. I think that would have been either New Beginnings or it would have been not Invasion Attack. I'm still thinking, or New Beginnings they have 2 New Beginnings in Sapporo, New Beginnings in Osaka, and then have another one. I want to say it's Invasion Attack, but I'm not sure. Dominion, that's what it is. Thinking maybe that would have been that, but it's not to say that they won't do that. But that's one. But I'm not upset away in it. I think it was an amazing match.
Just one spot that I forgot to talk about. Red Shoe's son. I lost my shit. And he's like, "Look what I'm doing to your son."
By the way, how does it feel to see the U.S. announce table destroyed for a change?
Yeah. And not only that, but I love how they're like, "Are we on the air?" I have no fucking idea. And they're like, "We don't have tables and all." It was just awesome. Because like the thing is, me and Boom Boom, we worked in live television and live radio before, and we know exactly how that feels. Nothing is worse than not knowing if you're not on the air. Like, for real, it's got to be the most awkward thing in the world because you want to be professional, but then you're like, dude, if no one's listening to this, I'm a fucking idiot. And the worst part is when you're on like remote or like when you're doing something live and then you have no feedback and you have no idea. Like, I went an hour doing live radio with no commercials and no contact to the station. Okay, 5-10 minutes feels weird, but if you're going an hour and you're like, I have no idea if we are on the air, dude, it fucks with you in the head because you're just like, do I keep going? Am I talking to nobody? What is this? A Coco Plays Let's Play channel? All right, Booms. We'll go to some live comments and then we'll hit the main event and wrap this bad boy up because I got to go to the gym.
Yeah,
all right. And plus, in the main event we talked about for 20 minutes live reaction, so you go check that out. I think Camilla got screwed by her theme music. It starts out so quiet, the crowd can't react. That's an interesting thought. They started this after Benoit. I don't know. Message deleted. LOL. Jericho had the ref. Edward mentioned it. LOL. Jericho had the ref's son in the walls. I was laughing so hard. That was a fucking great spot. That and the fucking grabbing the camera and flipping people off and taking pictures. Jericho's awesome. So is Omega. The whole fucking thing is awesome. That spray Omega Omega used was what, some first aid stuff or something. What would Rick Martel think of that low rent move? Nice. Give yourself a Barry Horowitz for that question, Kevin Eric Snail. Google screwed up. YouTube says Boom Boom's face in a thumbnail is the same face I make every time seeing his music hits. I don't know what the thumbnail is, but yeah, it's 2018. He's a grown man in his 40s. He still wears shorts like a dumbass. Yeah. Edward Mohan, what the fuck? Dude, here's my theory. I think the main eventer is going to get worse and worse. Triple H was the main event, and now that he has power, he's like, oh, motherfuckers, you think I'm bad because I fuck Stephanie? Here's John Cena. Oh, I'm not so bad, am I? Oh, you think John Cena's not that bad? Here's Roman Reigns. You don't think Roman Reigns is that bad? Here's a Canadian pretending to be Indian. Fuck you, Triple H, you're awesome. We're sorry, okay? The whole world is sorry we ever doubted you. For the record, I never doubted you, Triple H. Okay? You're awesome. Can you please put a good main eventer on? Please, for the love of God. Don't blame Vince. Triple H, you got the power. You got the touch. Bo says, did you think Taka was better than Stone Cold because you prefer good wrestling over good characters, don't you? It depends. Because here's the thing. If you can hide your weaknesses or be really good at something, that's a lot different than just being a character who sucks. But in WWE nowadays, you can be a character that sucks and can't wrestle. I think Stone Cold hid his weaknesses, was a great character, and one of the best brawlers of all time, for that style. With that said, yeah, I think I prefer great wrestlers, but I think that's an opinion thing. Here's the thing. If your character's so good and you can hide your weaknesses, I don't think that's where my hatred goes. My hatred goes to, because that's not even fair. I just hate people that are not talented and don't hide their weaknesses, and they don't have a good character. And sadly, that's what gets to the top in WWE. Yeah, so yeah, are you bringing back the Raw reviews? I don't know. We are relaunching the site. We're going to talk to everyone that we've ever worked with again for one last run. And we are planning on basically what I want to do is I want to get like 20 people to do like one thing per week or month and build the team that way instead of one guy just doing everything. So I'd love to bring back the Raw reviews. I won't be able to do them. And not only that, but I also thought of a really cool, easy format. Like, I'm like, oh, we could do it like this, so that there'll be 20 minutes or less, maybe 10 minutes or less. So actually, behind the scenes stuff, me, Boom Boom, Sammy, and a couple other Koco Sports crew guys are going to get together and we're like, this is your job. I don't want you to do too much, but I want you to do this. So, but I don't know. We have to find someone that's willing to watch Raw on staff. I can't do it because I actually work during that. And I don't know. I might bring up what I thought about Raw, but I'm not going to do a full review. I can't do that just because, A, it's 3 hours. I have a really hard time finding 3 hours of free time these days. And 2, it's just not that good. But I hope so. Are you going to do a Raw review for the 25th anniversary? I hope so. Maybe I'll try. We are truly living exciting times in wrestling again. I agree with that, David. Says, have you slept with any prostitutes yet? No, I've never slept with
I love the optimism yet.
No. Well, the thing is, like, how do I say this? I don't find intrigue in it. Like, I find it to be disgusting. Like, I don't know. Like, not obviously, I don't know. Just, I never saw, like, I never found that because, like, for me to enjoy sex, we're going to fucking get serious here. The girl has to like it. The girl has to like me, and I have to like the girl. So, like, all three factors in a prostitute, like, take the fun out of sex. You know what I mean? I don't know if she's going to like it or not. Maybe. she obviously doesn't like me, and I'm paying, so you know what I mean? So, yeah. I mean, I've slept with some women that I regret sleeping with, but I've never paid for sex besides the old-fashioned way. Like, let's get lunch and dinner. Let's get a coffee. You know what I mean? So I've done shit like that, but I've never been like, hey, here's money for sex. No, because I don't know. I just don't find it attractive. Some guys do. Some people like in Japan. It's crazy because matter of fact, I did a Coco Plays about my pimp friend. Go check out Coco Plays. We talk about prostitutions all the time. But no, I've never slept with a prostitute. I've slept with women that maybe borderline I shouldn't have slept with, but never. ALAW from Ozzy. Allah! I don't know what that means. What's your feelings on Taichi? I enjoy it. I actually went to China to do Taichi. I'm hoping you're talking about the martial art.
No, you think you might be talking about Taichi with the Suzuki-gun, and if that's the case, fuck him. Can't fucking wrestle. He's fucking boring. In fact, with the exception of Taka Michinoku, Minoru Suzuki, and Zack Sabre Jr., fuck Suzuki-gun. They're unfucking talented. They're not fucking entertaining. Jesus Christ, get rid of them.
Not my opinion, but Boom Boom, you can stand by it. Know what it is, though? Maybe it is my opinion because I'm not willing to fight for it. I don't agree with you, but that's as far as I'm willing to go. Let's see. On Twitter, Zachary says, at ZACSHI130. Zakshi 130! Okay, just saw Wrestle Kingdom 12. I am not happy with some results. I didn't like the Young Bucks regaining the junior heavyweights. They should be going for the IWGP heavyweight belts. I agree. And we just said that on this podcast. And Zachary, you should be watching our podcast, brother. What do you tweet me without watching our podcast? You break my heart. All right. Do you still hate Matt Hardy? I will always fucking hate Matt Hardy. I don't know. I've never liked him. I never liked Jeff Hardy. I never liked Matt Hardy. Always hated him from day one. And I still fucking hate him. Even though the delete thing is kind of cute. You know, I'm willing to admit that. But, yeah, I'm just not a big fan. Not a big fan of the Hardys. I don't give a fuck if they're in TNA, WCW, or Ring of Honor, fucking ECW, fucking North Carolina, WWE. I don't give a shit where they are. Fuck them. To the main event. For the record, this will probably be a short review because me and Boo Boo talked about the main event for over 20 minutes on a video prior to this. But let me read it off cocosports.net. IWGP Heavyweight Championship match. Okada defeated Naito. Naito connected with a Destino late in the match, but went for the hold again, allowing Okada to counter into a tombstone piledriver. Okada then hit a Rainmaker to end the match and retain the championship. And for a while, first off, I think Naito should have won. But with that said, woo! I'm a huge Okada fanboy. This is the greatest day of my life. And that goes on for like 13 minutes or 20-minute recap of this. Boom Boom disagrees. SOS Wrestle Talk disagrees. Wrestling Ranted disagrees. A lot of people disagree. But with that said, I'm a huge Okada fanboy. But here's my thing. I thought about this today. Two things. One, off topic, because we already talked about this match on a previous video. All right, one, maybe New Japan lets us down on the big events so they can drag it out and have a rematch. Maybe, remember I was crying in front of the Tokyo Dome because Okada lost to Tanahashi and shouldn't have? Maybe now it's Naito's turn to do that, and he's going to come back and win it next year.
We're gonna have to wait a whole another fucking year.
I don't know. It just seems like maybe New Japan history repeats itself. Okay, with that said, can I go off on a little story before you give your opinion on the match?
We're going to anyway, so go for it.
Of course. All right, I work. I work with little children, and it's the greatest fucking job ever. I absolutely love my job. Well, today, because I'm teacher of the year, you cursed. I can't believe you teach. Just shut the fuck up. All your teachers curse. Spoiler. All your teachers curse. Well, I was going around, you know, these tiny little things. I was like, Rainmaker. What you call it? I was just like, yeah. Like, after I saw The Last Jedi, I was making lightsabers, fighting these little kids. And now after watching Wrestle Kingdom, I'm just Rainmakering them. And this girl, who I did not know I fell in love with until this very moment, she just looks at me, and I thought I was going to get in trouble because, you know, I'm fucking Rainmakering little kids. there's like little 3-year-olds. I'm like, Rainmaker! And then she comes over. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm probably going to get in trouble. I'm a giant fucking foreigner just clotheslining 3-year-olds. And she comes over and goes, hey, the Rainmaker works best if you hold their wrist. And I was just like, I love you. Let's get married right now. That is the greatest answer ever. I was just like, because, in Japan, you think everyone knows who Okada and Wrestle Kingdom is. Dude, no one at my work knows. I work with like 97 freaking hot chicks. And like none of them know what Wrestle Kingdom is. And it broke my heart. And then this one girl just comes up to me. It's like, yeah, if you're going to do Rainmakers on a kid, it's more effective if you hold their wrist. And I was just like, you know what? I'm officially in love with you. So there you go. I'm so happy Okada won. Woo! Booms, you are obviously not so happy. So go on. The floor is yours. Do you have any stories about clotheslining 3-year-olds to add?
No, I just remember just being left there in awe. And you got a lot of my genuine reaction yesterday when we did that impromptu podcast right after the main event. So I'm not going to retread on that. I just think it's a shame that New Japan has failed to pull the trigger with Naito. To me, it doesn't make sense. I think it's just poor timing. I thought, okay, here's what I honestly thought happened. I thought, okay, Okada's the champion. He loses it to Naito last summer with some shenanigans because that's how they introduced Sonata. Well, he had like a run for about 2-3 months. It wasn't a very long reign, at least not by New Japan standards. And he lost it back to Okada. And I thought, okay, maybe that was just a test balloon to see if it would work out, to see how fans react. I thought it was relatively positive. And then so they go into Wrestle Kingdom last year. He beats Kenny Omega. Okada beats Kenny Omega. And I thought, okay. Then he put a string together of some good title defenses against Tiger Mask W, Minoru Suzuki, Katsuyori Shibata. And I thought, okay, they're really building up Okada. And then they put Naito in the G1, and he dominates the G1. And I thought, okay, they're setting this up like WrestleMania 3, the unstoppable force meets the immovable object. And they're setting it up because both of these guys are on fire right now. This is going to be a hell of a main event. And so they set it up, and I'm like, okay, they're going to pass the torch here because Naito's fucking over. If you go back and listen to that, listen to the fucking pop the second his music hit. And I was like, okay. And then they go in, they have this match, and to me, it seemed like Naito was a little different. Like he was a little I don't know if he was just nervous or he knew he wasn't fucking winning, so he didn't give a shit. But they had this match, and then Okada beats him, and I'm like, okay, now what the fuck do you do from here? Where the fuck do you go? Do you do like a retread like last year with how Naito won it? Do you have him win the New Japan Cup and then challenge Okada again? Or do you pull the trigger on Omega, then have Omega eventually drop it to Naito? I was like, it was just bad timing. It's like, it was the wrong decision at the absolute worst goddamn time. This was the time to pull the trigger on Naito, and now what I'm worried about is you're just going to have people go, throw their fucking hands up and go like, you know what, fuck it, Cena wins, fuck it, Okada wins. That's the fucking ending there. That's the ending to every fucking event now. I can go home. I don't have to watch the main event. It's like The Undertaker versus Edge at WrestleMania. It's like, oh, well, we already know what the fuck's going to do. Let's go ahead and get out now. Let's go beat the traffic. That's what's going to happen. And then with Naito, it's like, well, they're not going to make him champion, so why the fuck should I care about him? Why the fuck should I, buy LIJ gear? They're only going to let him go so far. They're only going to let him climb as far as the Intercontinental Championship, and that's it. That's what I'm worried is going to happen. So, again, I think it's a dumb move. I think it's bad timing. I don't know where the hell they go from here. Now, unless they've just had something that happened at New Year's Dash that's supposed to make things more clearly, which is a possibility, which is, we're missing that right now to do this. But I really want Geto to get on here, on this fucking guy, and I would be like, explain yourself. Explain your fucking self right now. Explain your logic. And then I want an apology. I want an apology to me and to everybody else who bought LIJ gear. I want an apology for everybody who got on the Naito bandwagon after he busted his ass to repackage himself to make it to where we actually gave a shit about him. And Why did you fucking shit? I mean, come on. It's like watching Rocky. Rocky, he trains in the barn. He lifts up, the big old bag of rocks. He's running up the side of a mountain. He goes in the ring and he gets knocked out by Drago in the second round. What the fuck?
Impressive. Every word in that rant was wrong. Yeah! Woo! Dun, 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 dun. Who's the biggest fucking nerd ever? That's right, me. I just disagree. But I understand you. I understand Naito's pain because obviously being an Okada fan, I felt that with Tanahashi. But I just love Okada. That's it. That's my counter. And maybe I'm being hypocritical. Maybe I'm not. But I thought Naito was going to win for sure. It didn't happen. And I was, as an Okada fan, surprisingly happy. But I think what a lot of Naito fans are missing out, and I know you're really angry, and I hear John Cena, Roman Reigns, Hulk Hogan, he's always going to win. I think what you're missing out is Okada's still the best wrestler in the world. It's not like he's not talented. You know what I mean? I understand where the anger is coming from. I know, but I'm saying other people have. But I don't know. I understand your pain because I was there. I was there in front of the Tokyo Dome ranting and raving. I've been there. But I think I don't know. It's weird because I feel hypocritical, but at the same time, I feel your pain, but I think it might be an overreaction, said the guy who cried in front of the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah.
All right. We went on this match for about 20 minutes yesterday, so please check it out. There is a link in the doobly-doo. Plus, David Cooey put it on the new CocoSports.net. We're rebuilding CocoSports.net, and hopefully it will be awesome again. We're rebuilding it, so appreciate all those that came back to us. We're going to do some live questions and then wrap this bad boy up. Booms, is there anything you want to add before we go to live comment time?
No. Go for it.
All right. Would you be disgusted if you had sex with a woman and afterwards she told you that she used to be a man? I don't know. I honestly don't know because, like, there's a part of me that's like, oh, I'd feel betrayed. I think it would have to be on the spot. I think it would have to be on the spot because I don't know what my reaction is. Because there's a part of me that's like the straight guy. Like, oh, that'd be fucking horrible. But a lot of my best friends, like really, really close friends, are gay or transsexual. So, like, I don't want to be like, oh, that'd be fucking disgusting, because then it feels like I'm saying that about my friends. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't want to rant and rave. I think I would have to, I honestly wouldn't know my reaction. I guess that would be it. I would have to be a situation where, but I'm hoping if it does, like, someone would be more honest up front, but you'd be surprised. Women and men lie to have sex. I know this is a shock, but to me, I was like, holy shit, you would lie to have sex? Crazy, I tell you.
What the fuck, man? People are going to lie about that? About that, of all things? Shit.
Yeah. Booms, I don't know about you. You would probably just be like, oh my God.
Well, I don't have to worry about that.
These are like anymore. Jim Carrey, the Jim Carrey scene.
Yeah, it's pretty much what it would be, but I don't have to worry about that shit anymore, so.
Yeah. Edward Mohead says, dude, what the fuck is a wrestling show? Yeah, but we got a little loosey-goosey around comment time. Bro, you better sign up for Coco Plays, because Coco Plays needs crazy questions like this. Are there any transsexual wrestlers that you know of? Yeah, there's some openly in Mexico and Japan. As far as like transsexuals who try to keep it a secret, I know of one, but I wouldn't be a dick and expose her because that's kind of fucking the worst thing you could fucking possibly do. There's some in Japan that are open about it, and there's some in Mexico that are open about it. But as far as like keeping it a secret, I don't know. As long as you're fucking entertained, I don't know who they sleep with and what they were. I don't know. I'm not sleeping with them, so let them be. But yeah, there's some that are open about it. Daniel Withers says, "Didn't Boom Boom like? Oh, Boom Boom, they're going through history, brother. They're looking at goddamn transcripts.
I've already seen it. All
right. All I'm saying is sometimes I openly admit I'm hypocritical. I'm the guy that cried when Okada lost to Tanahashi, and now I'm celebrating it. So I'm kind of a dick. Didn't Boom Boom like the Okada Tanahashi match at Wrestle Kingdom 10? Now he's complaining about them wanting to pull the trigger on Naito?
Not so fast, my fellow friend. First of all, thank you. First of all, thank you for being a long time viewer. But to add some context to that, yes, I did like the Okada Tanahashi match at WrestleMania 10, where Tanahashi.
I think it's Wrestle Kingdom 9. I could be wrong, but go on. He says 10.
Yeah, because 9 was the one where Tanahashi retained over Okada. Okada cried like a bitch at the end.
Not cool. Don't say that in front of me, dude. I got fucking feelings.
And then the next year, the roles were reversed. Okada had the IWGP Heavyweight Championship and retained against Tanahashi and submitted there. Okay, for the record, I didn't hate the match. I didn't hate Okada versus Naito. I thought it was a really good match. I think the last 10 minutes was just fucking fast and furious. It was amazing. I was just disappointed with the ending. So let's just make that clear. And then at least they had some, and if you're going to talk about 9 and 10, at least you had some place to go. You knew what was, okay, they've got some place to go. Well, at this point, Okada's run through fucking everybody on the goddamn roster. Where the fuck do you go? That's my problem. I don't know where the hell they're going. I don't know if there is any place to go. That's what I'm complaining about, is I thought it was the right time to pull the trigger on Naito. And now that they have it, I don't know where they're going to go. I don't know if there is any place for them to go. And if unless it's like either Naito again in a rematch or Omega, who's got the credibility right now? Who's got the believability that this is the guy that could come in there and actually beat, at least fool me, at least have me believe this guy can actually beat. I believe this guy could actually beat Okada 1, 2, 3 clean.
All right. Well, I disagree, but moving on.
No, you're wrong.
That's the thing, is we just disagree. But here's the thing: I can't really argue because I love Okada. You know what I mean? I feel like
exactly. So shut up and move along.
All right. David says, "Do you think New Japan NJP will likely repeat Omega and Okada to finally give Omega the title now that Naito lost, maybe in LA?" I think that's what everyone's thinking. I think Omega beats him in LA. That's my opinion. I think a lot of people share that opinion right now. Granted, we have not seen New Year's Dash yet, so that might change because usually big things happen in New Year's Dash.
Oh, shit.
Don't spoil it.
Okay, all I'm going to say is we've got to watch New Year's Dash for a couple of things. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm going to watch it no matter what. Edward said, yeah, on the last show, what a liar. I don't know what we're lying about. I'm confused. There's context. Will you guys do a New Year's Dash review? That is the plan, because I have a question, but don't want to spoil anything. I appreciate it, Daniel.
Yeah,
thank you for.
I just checked out a couple of things. Like when Dave was ranting, and I just saw a couple of things. I was like, "Oh, I've got to watch New Year's Dash now," because it sets the tone.
And not only that, but not only are we going against New Year's Dash just because of timing issues, but also they gave it away for free. So it's like, sucks. Are you friends with LK again? And why did you fall out? We didn't ever have a fallout. I think YouTube, I think YouTube, they just think there's drama. I had a fallout with my wife, and we got divorced, and I just disappeared. I didn't take it well at all. I was just like, fuck it, dude. I'm done. I'm leaving. And LK, he ran everything, and I guess he felt pressure. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention. I was a really bad friend during that time. You could ask Boom Boom. I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to fucking do whatever I want to do. I did not take it well. And LK just left for another network. That's it.
Yeah. LK actually left for another network. I think he signed a contract with somebody. I think he was getting paid to do some reviews. I mean, he basically wanted to treat reviewing like a part-time job. And he found that with another company. I mean, he told us about it. We were all cool with it. We wished him the best of luck with it. Hell, I even pop in on his shows from time to time, listen to what he has to say. Sometimes I'll send him questions. So we're all 100% cool with LK.
If he thinks we're dicks, I'll punch him in the face. But but I don't think he's a dick.
No, he's not. He's good. He's a good kid. He's a good kid.
That's going to start the feud. Be like, if he thinks we're dicks, I'll punch him in the face. But I don't think he's a dick. Matter of fact, LK's reviewing New Year's Dash. So just in case we forget to do it, go check out LK's review of it. But yeah, I hope to do a lot more shows, especially New Japan. NXT 205, and Lucha Underground. Those will probably be my shows that I review, and then we're gonna get other people. But like I said, we're redesigning this thing, and we're gonna just reschedule. And yeah, I have no hard feelings towards LK at all, you know. So hopefully he's doing well. I don't know. I just don't take YouTube seriously enough. So maybe that's why we're not successful, or maybe that's why I don't have YouTube drama. Like, yeah. I play NHL badly on a Let's Play channel that no one watches, and I talk to Boom about pro wrestling, and sometimes people watch. It's just a hobby.
Much how it works.
Yeah, and granted, we're going to take the hobby a little bit more seriously, but at the same time, you know, it's hard because in real life, I get paid a lot more, and I kind of like, I don't know. We also have the big debate: do we ask our audience for money? Because like that's the big thing, but I'm old. Like there's three things. Boom Boom. I was having this conversation. Well, I had part of this conversation, but I want you to be the judge. I'm too old.
Okay.
Ready? Here we go. I feel I'm too old to ask the audience for money, but that seems to be the norm now. What's your call? Too old, or do you think it's the norm? You should go with it.
I just think, look, dude, we're you know, again, we're old, we're grown ass men. We're not some fucking punk ass kids, you know, trying to make, you know, a couple extra bucks.
You know, if we open a Patreon, they're gonna fucking keep this forever. But go on.
I mean, like, look, I mean, what are we gonna? I mean, honestly, what are we gonna get? I mean, how much money? I mean, like $50, you know, at the most. I mean, to divide between both of us, or however many people want to do this.
Fuck you! You ain't getting my $50.
Shit, you ain't paying me dime one in a fucking decade, so don't even start.
Don't worry, we're really good at losing money. All right, but yeah, second question: am I too old? Tinder. Everyone in Japan's like, oh, you should just join Tinder. It's a dating app, but I always see it as just whores. But like everyone I talk to is like, no, you should be on Tinder. Why aren't you on Tinder? I don't know. I just feel like, how did you meet your second wife? Oh, I was swiping right. Just seems a bit silly to me. Tinder, too old, or just fucking man up and do it? Booms, these are important New Japan questions. Please answer.
Tinder, dude, no. Shit. Yeah, I would have loved fucking Tinder back when I was in college, but no, not now.
All right.
I wouldn't fool with it. I mean, this day and age, fuck it.
All right, and there's a third one, but I forget. Moving on. David says, are you worried about losing any talent to WWE now that the contract time is coming up? Every year. Omega could be leaving.
Yeah, well, yes and no, because like here's my philosophy on that. For every Ricochet that wants to, you know, go into the WWE, there's always a Neville who gets disgruntled and wants to say, you know, fuck this and get the hell out, go back to the Indies and, you know, inject some new life into it.
Yeah, but it still hurts. It still hurts as a fan. I don't know. Sometimes it just feels like being a Rays fan. You just know you're losing your guys. God, can you believe we lost Longo? Okay, no one cares about this, but I fucking do. We lost Longo. Moving on. Funny Guy says, I love your videos from Israel. Awesome. Like we say in Hebrew. Oh, I don't know what that is. To Google Translate. What do they say in Hebrew? We'll find out. Google Translate? I hope it's something like go suck a dick or something. Remember, like all the time we translate, I like your channel. Oh, that's so sweet.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Shalom, my friend.
Israel. And Puck Raven says, do you think Naito versus Okada wasn't as good as it should be because they wanted to make the rubber match at Wrestle Kingdom 13 the best one? That's an interesting fact. I'm going to say no. Just because it's Wrestle Kingdom and they want to shine no matter what, but it's a possibility. I don't know. I'm going to say no, but you never know what they're thinking. Booms, your thoughts?
It wasn't, you know, I'm not going to say it wasn't good. I just think it wasn't as good as just because it just lacked a lot of the intensity and the dramas they had at Wrestle Kingdom 11. And I think, you know, and I guess, and I don't put it past New Japan to redo this again next year because, you know, they did it, you know, as we just mentioned with Okada and Tanahashi, just roles reversed. So it's not to say that that Okada's going to have another calendar year long run. That's not to say that's going to happen again, but I wouldn't put it past it to have it again. I just.
Awesome. Sorry, I got distracted. Someone sent me pictures of steak. Girls know how to get my attention. You don't send pictures of nude. You send pictures of steaks. Be like, baby, I'm on my way. Woo! Boobs, I'm sure you said something important. I love you, brother, but I was too busy looking at sexy pictures of steak.
Nice.
Priorities, boom, boom, priorities. All right. Like, comment, subscribe. Boom! Buy my book, Operation Freak Show. It's about a bunch of luchadors killing pedophiles. And check out Coco Play, especially you, asking crazy ass questions. That's what Coco Plays is for. Links for all that down on doobly-doo. We are rebuilding cocosports.net or .com as we speak. And we're going to have one last run. The old men of Coco Sports are going to have one last run. Boom Booms, buckle up, baby. Did I say like, comment, subscribe? I did. With that, I am over. Bum, 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 bum.